look at this guy who's fundamentally a bird watcher, and the next thing you know, he's at the White House.
Someone from upstate New York, never met him, but had heard of him and regarded him as just a birding hero.
I've taken mountain hikes with him where everyone we meet on the way up will do that double take and go, aren't you Victor Emanuel?
He's influenced a variety of people.
I think everyone who meets Victor has their life changed.
I think Victor has had a big influence on me.
Thanks to Victor, my interest has turned into a passion.
That's the biggest thing about Victor, is that he is so excited, gets so excited about nature, and really wants to encourage other people to get out and enjoy it, and helps people open their eyes to nature.
Well, let me put it this way. If I didn't meet Victor Emanuel, I might not have taken up birding so avidly.
Victor revolutionized the whole way of birding by doing a number of things. One was by making tour leaders professionals. They earn a salary, they have health care, they have all of these things that professionals have, and that made tour leading go from a pastime to a career. Now that you have career tour leaders, they can really get good at it. They can spend all their time at it, and then they can learn enough to teach birds the way Victor does.
He really loves being with other people. He loves showing things to children and to adults.
People know they are with a true believer.
I mean, if you go on a tour with Victor, you're going to like it.
With this emphasis on conservation, and then people who go on ecotourism expeditions can say, well, I'm not just seeing the place, but I'm actually making a contribution to conservation in the area.
They enjoy birds, but they understand that there has to be a conservation component.
The list of projects that exist because of him is far larger than probably any other person that I know.
He is a conservation hero. I think he started small, but he's influenced a lot of people.
He has participated in almost every single conservation initiative in Central and South America in the last 2 decades.
When he gets into something, he's into it in a big way, enthusiastic way.
I've met birders who they're all about birds and they don't care really about anything else. But Victor is not that kind of guy.
He has many interests.
His love of tea.
He's a tremendous lover of literature and reading.
Homer or Beethoven, many other things, politics.
To my knowledge, there's only one thing that Victor takes, I mean, with just dead seriousness, and that is his cobbler. What kind of bird is Victor? Well, I mean, Victor is a warbler.
Why the hooded warbler? I don't know that I've ever asked him.
You could see the matchup of the personality.
Frenetic energy, the sometimes loud voice.
A top plate that is kind of similar to a hooded warbler.
The hooded warbler is it really excites a lot of people when they see it.
His love of the shade when the sun's out.
Victor definitely has that effect.
I'm not really sure.
It's a mystery.
Because everyone around him decided that was the bird that he behaved most like.
That's his favorite bird, you know. He adores warblers.
Victor deserves that name. If I had to sum up Victor in one word, it would probably be charismatic.
I would say it's his steadfastness.
I would use the word enthusiasm.
Brilliant.
Steadfast belief and teaching and action.
It is hard to sum up Victor in a word, and I think that's the point.
He just has this positive energy bubble that radiates from him.
He's frenetic and enthusiastic and kind and generous, and I think those are all really different things, so you can't just use one of them.
There is a rare South American bird in Austin called the fork-tailed flycatcher, and we went out to Hornsby Bend, and Victor was there. And surprise, surprise, he was the first one to locate it out in this field and made sure everyone there saw the bird. I mean, he was the last person in the line for the telescope.
One night I called Victor and I suggested we get together for dinner. It was pretty warm, late August, and we were walking up to the restaurant. Victor said, let's sit outside so we can watch the grackles.
He would start boiling some water in a kettle, and then a bird would fly by. And so he'd run outside to see that, and then there'd be another bird, and pretty soon the melted kettle would either just be a melted kettle, or in some cases would actually catch fire.
I'm having this image of when we were in the Galapagos with him some years back, and some baby penguins showed up. A kid penguin showed up, kind of swimming parallel to the shore in about 2 feet of water, flapping their little flippers. And Victor quickly was in the midst of them, flapping his little, his little fingers. And I thought, this guy's never grown up, and thank God.
He will always be a kid when he's in the field.
The Victor Emanuel Nature Tours was the first group to offer birding camps for teenagers and young people.
Victor really cares about the kids coming along and making sure that they get a really good experience with birds.
He was showing him a Nashville warbler, which is a bird that I've seen, I don't know, probably a million of. I mean, a really common migrant through this part of the country. But just by him explaining to that kid what it was, it got me excited.
And that's what Victor does. He finds the uncommon in the common.
When Victor sees any wildlife, whether it's a bird or a land critter, he is genuinely excited about it.
He can't help himself. He is really, honestly excited about that.
And of course, this has a magic effect on the children. They're going, whoa, what? And when they see an adult, alleged adult, having that level of in-the-moment excitement about some critter, it's very infectious.
His way of teaching is unique and really powerful.
I suspect every environmentalist, or whatever we would call naturalist, whatever we call ourselves, has some childhood experience that bonded.
He's good with beginners because that's where you can really make all the difference.
He's really genuinely desirous of trying to help that next generation of naturalists be born.
I really want to travel the globe like that all my life, and I think that would be really fun.
He's going from wonderful experience to wonderful experience, and that's a great way to live your life.
If you like birds or nature in general, you should try to meet Victor Emanuel at least once.